1, 2, 3, holla at me.
I will as soon as it says we are.
I heard it say it.
Did it?
It said started broadcasting.
That figures. There you go. We started at 1, 2, 3. Holler at me. I love it.
That's awesome. I was like, why did I hear that? Oh boy.
Hello and welcome to Inspirations Beyond Disabilities, the live stream, the podcast, and all of that. I want to introduce you to all of my inspirations sitting around me right now and making me feel oh so very special. Let's get it started and say hi to Brittany.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Brittany, also known as Blind Beauty on TikTok. I don't think I need to say my eye condition anymore.
No, I don't think we do. How about you, Caitlin?
Kate?
Hi, I'm Caitlin Wackerman. It's Caitlin Wackerman on TikTok and Kate Wack on Instagram.
Not so shy. That's shy spelled with an X instead of an S. And that's not so shy on everything.
Yay. And then our guest. Yay. How are you?
Hi, I'm KyeIsFly on TikTok. Tell me why I almost said not so Kai. That is not me. KyeIsFly on TikTok.
Welcome, Kai.
Thank you. It's gonna be here.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna leave it to go first with the questions. I'm gonna dip out for a second and monitor the chat. If anybody wants to comment in the chat, I will let you know. Until then, just have fun talking.
Okay. So Miss Kyrita,
hey,
tell us your story. I want to know your eye condition, all of that.
Okay.
If you're comfortable.
Oh yeah, sure. You were just in time because I'll tell you what, it wasn't until this year that I was felt okay. But that's a whole thing in itself, which I'll probably get into. So I was diagnosed with optic nerve hypoplasia, and I would love to explain that, but I don't know anything about it because I don't have a good answer for that. I just didn't look into it. So as a child, or I guess right when I was born, the doctors had told my mother that I was going to be completely blind. Need to walk with a cane, have a guide dog, you can't move furniture around because she's going to trip over it, fully blind. And that did not end up happening. So I am very thankful for what I can see. However, growing up where I grew up, even the slightest amount of disability, you're pretty much just treated like absolute trash. So it kind of took me a long time to be okay with words are hard.
I thought we lost you. I was like, hello?
Over here trying to think of words. I'm like, wait,
probably
you're on a live thing.
Just being okay with yourself and owning your disability and the confidence in it probably is what you mean.
Yeah. You should take over my podcast. You're better with words. I don't
know. No. I mean, you did say that, you don't know much about it, but the way people treat others in your town is trash. And that's heartbreaking. So yeah, it would probably make you not want to have the confidence to even go out or accept your eye disease or yourself within that. So
I couldn't look it up for the longest time, and I might eventually, but yeah, it was just kind of that thing that was always the worst thing about me, that people would just treat me like crap for. So it was very hard to kind of look in the face of my own eye disease because I would just try to push it,
Right.
Wow, that's deep. So Kai, there I do know that there's another blind TikToker who has the same thing.
Is there?
And what is her name? I can't remember her name right now. I'll send it to you later. But okay. I'm pretty sure you can get a lot of info from her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
don't know why I think it's Misha. It's not Misha though. Is it?
She looks kind of like Middle Eastern.
Oh,
I hope I'm not wrong with that. I'm Mexican. What are you talking about?
You know what? I'm Black, white, and Mexican, and people have called me Asian, Middle Eastern, Hawaii. I'm flattered by all of them. Native American. I'm I'm not, but thank you.
Right.
I saw a video where you were talking about your locks and how people think you're just a white girl appropriating.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, that's a big one.
I'm
No
not
one
even
said it
gonna
to my
lie.
face
I
yet.
thought, oh, I'm not even gonna lie. When I first saw it, I didn't, well, I'm blind. Didn't realize you had locks until you said it. But I was like, oh, she's white. And then you were like, I'm not white. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay.
so funny.
Yeah, my roommate was like, why do you always say in your TikToks that you're not white? Like, we know you're not white. And I said, well, people are new to people's TikTok accounts and they obviously
Right.
don't see it. It's kind of like how, you guys repeat your eye conditions for like new followers. So I feel like if anyone new sees my content, I have to be like, listen, I'm talking about this from the perspective of somebody who is multiracial. So before you go typing in the comments talking about you're white, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's kind of why I'm always saying it, because I'm like, I just,
Right. So I want to hear more about your story though. So when did like things change for you? When did your vision start changing? What was like school like growing up?
Yeah. Where are you?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So, I didn't really know what the doctors had said until later, because my mom was like, it's a miracle that you can, see what you can see. And I was like, sure. Because for a while, being bullied and stuff, I was very much like, woe is me, because what child isn't like, woe is me when they're bullied?
Right.
So my mom was like, don't spend this time feeling sorry for yourself. You need to pick yourself up. We all were dealt a certain hand. We all need to, take our tools and live. And I think that's why I have such a thing now with people who just love to play the victim. I'm like, it just really gets to me, because I'm like, if I can't do it, you can't do it. But school was hard, because I personally am not so blind that I need like a cane or a guide dog or anything, but I still did need certain accommodations. And it was just simple things like I had to sit in the front, or I needed like a magnifying glass or one of those computer like CCTVs so I could see what was up on the board. And just those little things were like a huge deal. Teachers were like, oh, really? Well, what can you, it was, every little thing was such a big stain. So I was always like, I don't want to be an inconvenience. I don't want to use accommodations if it's going to make the other students jealous that I have a cool laptop, or make the teachers mad because my cool laptop is distracting the other students. It was just a whole mess and a half. So school wasn't stellar, but it definitely could have been worse. So I am very glad. But you all know that when you are visually impaired, people like to treat you like you're stupid as hell. So I got a lot of like, I can't believe you graduated on time. I can't believe you didn't fail any of your classes. I can't believe you walked the line with the rest of the kids. And it doesn't make me feel good. I know you're trying to compliment me, but it doesn't feel nice. So it was just, it's just been shame. Like, I said I wasn't gonna sound bitter and gross. Ew, let me try to.
Girl, let it out. This is what because the sighted people that listen to this need to hear this.
Yeah.
If there's any. Are you guys out there?
Happens to us.
Yeah.
But so you're in, I don't know, you're in Kentucky, right? Because we're all in different places. We're all
I thought I said that. I guess I didn't. I am in Kentucky. Ugh. Sorry, Kentucky. Yeehaw. I don't.
So I take it you don't ever go to the Derby or anything. So
oh my goodness, the Derby's just my favorite place. Well, I just love the bluegrass music and the horse racing. I don't know a single country song. I have managed to avoid country music my whole life, and I'm so proud. And it's hard because every time I go out for karaoke, I tell you what, I don't go karaoke here because everybody just wants to do country. And if I do a pop song, they're like, "What in tarnation is this?" Like,
right.
I don't know what it's like anywhere else. But I was talking to Shy, and I was like, if I ever go to Florida and they karaoke like pop music, I'm gonna be like, you know this song? Because like nobody here does.
Oh my god, that's so weird. I wouldn't be able to live like that.
I barely can.
It sounds dreadful.
How are you surviving?
Because I promised my mother.
Oh my god. Oh my god, the dark humor is amazing. Oh my god. Would you have siblings, Kai?
I do, yes.
How many?
So I have one like blood relative. I have one stepsister who's 6 months younger. And then recently, because my mom finally dumped her whack ass man and has a new one, his daughter is like a new sister to me. So I guess now I have 3 sisters.
Okay.
Yeah.
All girls. Fun.
Yeah. Are you still living at home with your mom?
I am not. I live in Louisville now with 2 roommates because they were in E-Town. So I was like, Louisville it is. Is that personal information? I don't know. I don't know what's personal and what's not.
You down?
No.
Mhm.
I mean, it's big enough to where people aren't going to go out and well, I hope they
Mhm.
wouldn't.
The whole
Yeah.
go look for you.
I mean, hopefully y'all just look for me. I don't give a damn. Like, come at me. Don't go anywhere else.
Kai, you said you had stepsisters. Okay, I do too, and I don't like them. I'm actually glad that you actually like your sisters.
Well, here's the thing about that. Here's what's funny about that. I like my stepsisters. I feel very
Mhm.
close to them. My blood sister is the one that I don't.
Oh,
Talk
that's
to.
crazy.
Yeah, no.
That is so wild.
Interesting.
Yeah, we don't hang.
That is very interesting.
I actually.
And-
Oh, go ahead, Kate.
No, go ahead, Shai.
No, I was gonna say, like, we asked Kai. Jesus, we asked Kai,
So many.
and I don't really know how many siblings, or if you guys have siblings, Britt and Kate. Like, I don't think we've ever talked about that.
We have not. Kate, you go first.
Okay, I'll be here forever. I have I have 3 siblings. I'm one of 4, and we're all 11 months apart, except for my little sister. She's about a year and a half behind me, almost 2 years. And then I do have step siblings, but it's so confusing. We grew up with them. That made no sense. Okay. Did I tell you guys how my dad and his wife met? Through me, so I still take credit for that. I am Hitch, and so like 7 years ago, my stepmom was my school nurse growing up.
Okay.
And she was married, and she has three kids, and my little sister was really close and good friends with her youngest daughter. They were in the same grade growing up, and her husband passed away of ALS when I was 15. And we just kind of had lost contact because we didn't continue going to Catholic school. We switched to public school. They continued going to Catholic and college, all this stuff. And I ran into her when I was doing a catering for a restaurant when I was about 21. And I hooked her and my dad up because my parents divorced when I was 17. And here we are.
Okay, Hitch.
Yeah, I know. But my siblings are like, my 2 sisters are my best friends. Like we just, very best friends. And then I have, you guys know a little bit about my older brother. He's 11 months older than me. And we're not as close as we used to be, but that's his story to tell, not mine.
So your parents were like, at 11 months, they was like, yeah, let's get it in.
Oh, and my mom was not having it. My mom was pregnant for 4 years straight, and she hated all of us. She was like, oh my God, it just wouldn't stop. Yeah. And then I always tell people that's probably the reason why they divorced. So just,
The kids just wouldn't stop. Like,
yeah.
I can't
Shy.
imagine what that does to your body. So I have one sister. She is my best friend. She's the best. She was like my person growing up. She was my little like seeing eye sister. Always
I
guiding me.
love that.
We're like 6 or 7 years apart, and I don't know, she was just my everything. Like when my mom had her, she was like my little baby doll. Like I always wanted to help with her and like do whatever she needed done. And then like the older she got, it was just having like a little friend. Like I just had a little buddy. And now she's 18. She's graduating from high school this year, and I feel old. And then I have a god sister who I grew up with, who I'm really close with, and she's like 4 or 5 years older than me. And actually, that's a lie. She's 3 years older than me. Where did I get 4 or 5?
Putting age on that girl like that.
I'm so sorry. She's 3 years older than me. But I don't. So those are my only siblings. One blood sibling and then my god sister. But my childhood was interesting because I grew up with my cousins. So, like in a divorced household where like every other weekend you're like switching between parents' houses or like every whatever. So every other weekend we went to my grandma's house. My mom would drop us off and my aunt would drop her kids off. And we would all go to my grandma's house every other weekend so our parents could go party and have a weekend. And so we grew up together every other weekend, the four of us, me, my sister, and those two girls at my grandma's house together. So they're basically my sisters because we were always together.
Yeah.
So look at it as having 3 sisters when really I only have 1. But yeah, they're like my sisters, basically.
That's cool. I always wanted to, because like my family is from New York City. So like my dad was military. So we were the only ones not in New York. And I always wanted to be able to just like go to grandma's house on the weekend, stop by for dinner after school or something. I missed out on all of that.
It sucks.
Yeah, but I have a brother. He's 7 years older than me, so he's 37. We're not close. He emancipated himself at 17. So I was 10. And like since then we were just kind of like coming and going, like in passing with each other, like at Christmas, but he doesn't come, he shows up at Christmas like once every 5 years or something. So and I have 2 nephews from him. So I see my nephews more than I see my brother.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just have 1. And we have the same mom, different dads.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah.
All that can change in a minute. The people you don't relate to now, you might relate to in 10, 15 years.
Maybe.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
That's
universe
why
does
we're-
those things.
That's what
Jason,
the
do you have
universe
any
does.
siblings?
Nope, I'm an only child with syndrome.
Ah!
I grew up with cousins, aunts, like they were all single parents. So I grew up entirely surrounded by women, which is why I always digress to the women's opinions. Even my doctor's a woman. I told him, if you give me a man, I won't trust what he's saying to me.
Right.
But if a woman tells me to do something or take a pill because it's good for me, I trust her. And that's just how I've always been. So
Interesting.
You're
So
not
do you
wrong.
have only child syndrome?
Right. When you're right, you're right.
That's right.
I would have only child syndrome if it wasn't that we were just so poor.
Oh no.
Right.
I was
Right.
never entitled to anything, and I never deserved anything. Guests always got everything first. We were polite, we were respectful, and yeah, I just didn't have a lot, But that was
Yeah.
fine. I had friends, and I had a great mom, so I'm good with that.
Yeah.
That makes me feel like so crazy, because how do I have only child syndrome and I wasn't the only child? Well, I was the only child from about 10. So
You're the only girl. You're the only
yeah,
girl.
and then on top of that, not only am I the only girl, I'm the baby.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, brat, just a brat. I grew out of it though, but
Doesn't that suck? You grow out of that stage. You're like, damn.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I turned into a whole ass adult. My parents were like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. I was like, what? A
What
job?
is this?
What? Bills?
Right.
Oh no, I was not happy. Like from 20, like at like 19, that's when my dad like started cutting me off. He was like, yeah, I put your insurance and your phone bill in your name. You might want to get a job. Like, what? You did what?
I have to work.
I'm so heartbroken.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
Kai, are you working right now? We know you have a podcast, which we totally want to ask about, but are you working as of now?
So funny story. So I applied for this job and they called me and said, hey, are you still interested? We'd love to have you. I said, oh my God, yeah, that'd be great. So then they said, cool. I said, Sade. Then they said, I've made so many mistakes talking and I just kind of glazed through them, hoping nobody would catch them, but I'm sure listening back, I'm going to be like,
never said anything.
So I says to him, cool. Yeah, I'd love to, work there, whatever. And they're like, all right, cool. Well, we've already got a bunch of positions filled, so you're gonna have to wait.
Mm.
I said, first of
What
all,
would you call me
how
for?
rude. Listen, I used to have a parent who would do that stuff. He'd be like, hey, you want some of these? And I'd be like, yeah, sure. And he'd be like, yeah, how's it feel to want? Like, which is, first of all, if you're a parent and you think that's funny, I hope you get hot coffee spilled on you tomorrow. Okay, anyway, so benign ill wishes, ladies. That's how. So they
How
were
we
like,
survive.
right, right. Everybody else is getting in trouble for terroristic threatening. No, we do benign wishes over here. Okay.
Yeah.
So they were like, we're gonna have to, you're gonna have to wait. And I was like, it's rude, but okay. So I'll wait. Then they call me and say, hey, your orientation is gonna be this day if you're available. I said, oh my gosh, I would love that. Thank you so much. So then I text them and I'm like, hey, I was told my orientation would be on this day, but I didn't get a place or time. It'd be great if you could provide me with the information and what I need so that I can show up and do what I need to do. Well, what? You're not on the list for orientation.
See, they sound unorganized already. Are you sure you want this job?
No,
Right.
I don't. No, I don't. So I said, really? Because I got a call at 8:23 p.m. on Wednesday. So what's up with that? And they said, well, do you know what number? I said, yeah, this number, the number I'm texting. This woman goes, well, that's incorrect because we don't have any logs of communication. I said, well, all I can provide is a screenshot because I didn't friggin' transcribe the phone conversation that we had.
Right.
But I'm not going to tango with you. I don't have time. So I just kind of laid it all out. I said, listen, I have completed every step for the application. I've done everything I need to do. I've done everything suggested. I emailed the people like you told me to, and you guys just keep dangling this. What can I do to fix this? Where can we go from here? What can I do? Which I feel like was a relatively mature, no response. No response.
Wow. Yeah, we don't want to work there.
No.
Yeah.
So I have interviews for the rest of the week. So I'm sorry.
Oh.
I was under the impression that I was going to be working tomorrow, and that's why I couldn't do this. But apparently that's not the case.
What was the position? What was it?
Oh, it was just like a pharmaceutical warehouse or something. Just like,
okay.
So yeah, I'm not gonna miss it. There are so many other warehouse jobs. I'm sure I'll have a job in the next 2 weeks. I hope so. Manifesting it.
Yes.
Manifesting it.
Yes. Speak it into existence.
Right.
Oh, so Kai, you mentioned, I do keep up with your content. You have a narcissistic parent. Let's get into that.
Oh. So I probably shouldn't have worded it that way because I don't believe he was ever formally diagnosed. So I feel like, a lot of people are going to come down on me and be like, you shouldn't just call people something and give them a diagnosis. And you're right, I shouldn't. But I do a lot of things that I shouldn't.
But this is my thing though, real quick, this is the thing. Most narcissists are not going to get diagnosed because
precisely
because with narcissists, the thing in their mind, they don't think there's anything wrong with them. So they're not going to go get checked.
They're not going to go get checked. That's why it's so underdiagnosed.
And they're so good at
manipulation.
Putting on, that they will manipulate the freaking therapist, and the therapist is like, no, you're fine, and they're not.
No, those therapists, they know what they're in there
Some of them.
doing.
I've known therapists who have absolute crap intuition, and I know that I'm going to sound like a crazy person, but like I do think intuition plays a big part in therapy because there are people that I know for a fact. I'm like, if your therapist doesn't know that there's something damn wrong with you,
right?
Because I can see it.
I started to say something, but we're not going to make this political. We may or may not have had a president. And they kept sending him to the therapist, and they were saying there was nothing wrong.
He had a whole lot.
Was crazy.
First of all, that's what I'm talking about. Intuition. If a whole country can be convinced that certain president, who I may or may not know who you're talking about, if they think he's a stable person, we all need help. Yeah, we need something.
How did y'all miss that?
I'm saying, how were you guys convinced?
I got picked on for it because I said, look at his signature. Look, he won't read. He has all the same symptoms I exhibit as a legally blind person, and well, you can't just say that without proof. And I was like, well, that kind of is my proof.
Right.
All I'm saying is, if I can say something and people refuse to take me seriously because my eyes move when I talk, but they can take him seriously when he's doing all this talking about is tremendous. Really? That's just not fair, but I digress. What were we talking about? I got distracted.
Oh yeah, you're narcissistic parent.
All right. Who supported him, because of course he did.
Oh, naturally.
So,
Oh no.
I mean, right. I feel like they all do. So he was one of those people that definitely made it harder for me, because not even just as a blind young woman, but just as a young woman, we already have insecurities that, you know, we have to deal with. And he was one of those people who, I don't know why he was so insecure about, you already know how men are when they have daughters. I'm sorry, that sounded sexist. A lot of men when they have daughters are very overprotective, and I don't understand it. I think it's really creepy, like the whole T.I. situation with his daughter.
Yeah, that was real weird.
No.
You're protecting your daughter from the kind of man that you are, but we're not going to get into that.
Right. Yeah, nobody's ready for that conversation. But I remember anytime that like a boy would ask me out, or like a girl would say I was pretty or something, I would come tell my mom. I'd be like, oh my God, Mom, I felt so nice today. Because I never like felt nice. You know, I was always real insecure. And I was like, this girl called me pretty, or this guy said he had a crush on me. And every time my stepfather would look at me and be like, oh, you think you got it like that, huh? You think you're hot shit? Well, I'm about to tell you something right now. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. Like, are you jealous of me? Like, I don't understand.
What the heck? Why would you do that?
Who does that? Right. Who
maybe
does
it
that?
could have been a jealousy thing, because you know you had your mom's attention.
You know what?
I don't know. It could. I don't know for a fact. I'm just saying it could have been.
It could have been, because it was like, oh my God, it was so weird. Every little thing was like a problem. Or like he would say things like, as a psychology major, which he was not, or like, I have a degree, which he didn't. So he would say something to me, and I'm the kind of person who, I'm respectful no matter what. But if I disagree with you or I think you're wrong, I will at least challenge what you're saying and maybe try to offer a different perspective. But he would get so mad because he expected everyone to just do what he said. Yes, sir. Okay, put your head down. You're right. And I don't, that's not me. I'm not the one. So I would offer a counter, and he would be like, well, Google it. So I'd Google it and I would be right. And then he would get mad and be like, you're 16 years old. I'm 42 years old, you know, and like freak out and get so angry. So we just didn't speak because I was like, so that whole thing was just a shit show. There, I have stories for days.
Don't like to be told that they're wrong.
Right. They hate it. They hate
it. But usually when they are proved wrong, they play the victim all of a sudden. All of a sudden they're the victim, and that's what makes them a narcissist.
Sarah, you're gonna let your daughter sit there and disrespect me like that? She's trying to humiliate me. Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's what makes them a narcissist. It's not just like he wants to be right. Yeah, a lot of people want to be right, and yeah, a lot of people want control and power. But that's not just the full-blown narcissistic. And like a lot of narcissists have that in them, but it's the fact that they turn victim when they're wrong, or they make themselves the victim in every situation. That's what makes, and then manipulating people into believing that.
Right.
And the people that feed into it they're enabling them.
Go ahead, finish your
thought. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, as human beings with thoughts and feelings, we don't like to be wrong. We don't like to be told that we're wrong. But a normal person can be like, damn, I guess I was wrong. I don't like how feels,
right. I don't like that I'm wrong, but I learned something.
Yeah,
there's that.
Just tell me quick that I'm wrong. Don't tell me after 4 hours that I was wrong 4 hours ago. Like, tell me right away.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And it was just little things. Like, he would be in positions of power at his work, and he would be like, my bosses or my people who are under me are coming over for dinner. You guys need to act like a family. Or, you know, mandatory family fun time is the phrase that, like, I think I was talking to Shai about this. There was a TikTok that was like, put a finger down if your parents were like abusive, awesome parents. And it was like, you know, put a finger down if they forced you to have like family, like
game nights.
Yeah, stuff like that. And I stopped the TikTok right after that one. And I was like, I could call all of my sisters right now and be like, mandatory family fun time. And we would all just be like Vietnam War flashbacks. Like, just little things. Or like, he would cheat in every board game so he could win. Or he'd always have to sit at the end of the table. And if there was a round table, it was just, it was so weird. But
wait,
don't even get me started. It's a whole thing.
Please tell me what he would do if there was a round.
Right?
He sat right in the middle. He ran.
He'd be like, somebody's gonna cut this table in half. I'm gonna sit right in the middle and just put my arms on both sides. Just random things. Like, he would just kind of, I mean, he didn't really make a scene, but he would kind of like, where can I sit? And he'd kind of, you know, puff up a little bit and like I'm the the biggest one here. And I
Mhm.
have met a lot of people who exhibit a lot of those traits. I don't want to say that I've met a lot of narcissists because I don't want to sound like Shane Dawson, but I I don't feel the need to be the loudest, biggest person in the room, and I don't understand people who do,
Okay.
but I've met a lot of them.
Let me put some spin on this. Let me ask all of you, what is an important trait a man should have to be a man?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
You want me? Okay, I'll wait. Who wants to go
We'll
first?
start with you.
Okay. Humility would be nice. To drop their pride and ego. Honesty would be nice. Openness, understanding. It's not even about, communicating is huge, but it's understanding what people are communicating to them. Things like that. Like that's what I look for when it comes to a man. Someone like, I've met, so like, I relate a lot with the narcissistic stuff, and I can explain that. So, and I really hope my mom doesn't listen to this, but
I'm not telling anybody about anybody I know.
Like huge, still is to this day. And it's because she never healed, never once. She never healed from her family trauma, not my story to tell, but she's been sober for 30 something years. She never healed, never took steps into healing.
Her generation was never taught to heal, just to bury, just to bury.
And so, I was like the fixer. I'm the healer in my family I was for a very, very long time. And so when it came to like narcissism, I would attract narcissists into my life because I wanted to heal them. But in reality, I was narcissistic in the opposite way. I was manipulating them into believing they needed me to heal. And so they were the evil narcissist and I was the manipulative healer. And so when I went blind, I realized a lot of that. So all the toxic relationships I was in, I wanted to have control, but I did it in a manipulative way. And I learned a lot about myself. I learned that I had a lot of traits from my mom, that my mom had, but she was both sides of she was all sides of narcissism. And so when I went blind and I went through therapy, I was going to therapy twice a week for like a whole year straight. And I sobered up. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke weed. I didn't do anything for a year and a half because I really wanted to heal. Everything, like my main goal in my life, and me and my sisters, we talk about it often. We don't want to be the mom my mom was for our children or for our future in general. And it's not that my mom was a bad mom ever. Well, she was abusive emotionally, but like sometimes physically, but she fed us. She took us on, adventures. We would go to, trips to the mountains. We would do anything, she kept us busy. She was involved. She got us involved in sports, athletics, plays, whatever, right? Musical theater, choir, the whole thing. But she had so many episodes because she didn't heal. And like that stuff falls back on all of my siblings now. My brother is a drug addict. My older sister is a control freak. She has the narcissistic traits as well. My little sister she's the one that holds all the guilt. Anyone can make her feel guilty about anything. And then I feel like I'm the only one who took steps this far into trying to heal. And I have my episodes all the time. Like I've noticed that even the past like couple guys that I've tried, that I've attracted into my life, not the one that's recently in it, but they are narcissists, so narcissistic. And I'm like, I've got to break this cycle. Like, this is what I was like, I swear a part of my story is breaking the cycle. Someone has to do it. And I feel like it's meant for me to do that. And like, but I'm self-aware. Like that's a huge thing when it comes to things like this. It's self-awareness, because if you're self-aware, when you're dating, when you're attracting people into your life, you spot these traits. You can see where the issues are, the red flags. You're like, wow, that is a red flag. Where do I stop? Do we talk about this? Is it fixable? Or like, do I move on? Like, am I the problem? Why am I attracting these people?
It's such a big, that's a thing that should exist in men and just human in general. Like if you are a human being with a brain and a pulse, you be self-aware of your actions, negative, positive. Because it's so hard for us to view our own faults. That's just difficult for a person to do. And you have to get to the point where you can think about your actions before the other person. What did I do? Could I have possibly caused this thing? If so, what did I do to cause it? If I have come to the conclusion that I didn't, what did this person do that I didn't like, so that I have something to say instead of just going to them and being like, I don't like you. Why don't?
Or if you did start it, how can I fix it?
Yes.
Right.
What can I do to fix the situation?
Right. And so like I look for people, like I look for men, or I try and attract men now that are just as self-aware as I am, right? Like that's not scared to be like, wow, let's sit down and maybe let's talk about this for a second. Yeah. Like that's respectable, because most other guys would be like, they don't answer you. They think they're right. They don't care. And then they just leave you, they drop you, they ghost you, and they're okay with that. But that's going to come back. So the more you suppress your feelings, the more you're suppressing like yourself, like healing and becoming self-aware, knowing yourself, loving yourself. The more you suppress that, like it's going to explode. You can only pack so much in one container before it overflows. And people are like, this is the way we were raised. All of our parents' generation, for the most part, they are not together. They're separated. They divorced because they think that this is like the way it's supposed to be. This is the way we were raised, blah, blah, blah. Well, times have changed. No, it's not. And it hasn't worked out for you guys. So stop thinking it's going to work out the same way for us.
Yes.
Right.
Preach.
Right.
I'm saying.
Church.
Okay. I'm going to say, as the one man here, we always know when we fucked up. It's just how we try and get out of it. Either you own up to it, or you play a game to gaslight the other person into believing you didn't do it.
Accountability.
Yeah. And I have a 3-strike rule, just so you know. If I do something to you once, man, I'm really sorry. But if I do it twice, that's a pattern. And if I do it 3 times, don't accept it anymore.
Right. And it says a lot about like, I mean, it can go both ways in a relationship, but it says a lot about the other person too. Like, why are you allowing them to treat you that way? You don't care enough about yourself to understand that, like, you don't have to put up with that, or you don't deserve that. And that's another issue in relationships. So, and it goes both ways. Like men do it too. Like women want to have all the power. We want to have control. And we don't want to take accountability. We want the men to come chasing us, because that's the way we were raised. They hunt you, and like to a certain extent, yes, but in a gentleman way, not in a prideful, egotistical way. And we got it screwed up. We did it all, now we're just playing games.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no one's taking account. And no one's taking accountability anymore for any of their actions, for the words that they say. And like, that's another thing. Where's the accountability? Like at some point, it's not cute anymore. You're an adult.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Where's the flowers? Where's the apology? Where's the dinner?
Right.
But see, that's the thing. Like for me, I was quote unquote, what is it? Talking, seeing, whatever, a guy, it's months past, whatever. And he's like, he embarrassed himself and myself at a bar one night just because he was just over the top. He was rude. I was like, dude, I cannot even. We talked about it though, and I was like, I forgive you, but like we got to recognize like that was not okay. And he was like, man, I feel like I should just bring you flowers. I should buy you something. And I'm like, no, because let me tell you something. You're not doing that for me. You're doing that to make yourself feel better, not me.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So that's narcissist. That is a narcissist. That is a narcissistic thing to do.
Because he'd be like, I bought you flowers. I made you dinner. Why are you still bringing it up?
Yep.
Right.
Nope.
I know all about that. I could talk about that for days.
Right.
But that's like effort and consistency. After an apology is what I look for.
Yeah.
I don't look
for
the
like apology. It's your actions after.
That's right. Because what is it?
Otherwise, it's just manipulation.
That's right.
Truth. And the Snack Network says, yeah, I'm always wrong. LOL. So Somebody's relating.
So shy, what do you look for in a man?
Obviously all the generic stuff that everybody says, right? Sense of humor, blah blah blah.
Right.
But I think authenticity, able to be real and yourself in various situations. Like if I hang out with you with your boys and you're one person, and then I hang out with you with me and my girlfriends and you're a totally different person, that's not cute. Who are you?
Right.
Right.
Who are you?
Right.
So authenticity, and then also the things that Caitlin said: humility, self-aware, being able to listen and not hear, but actually listen, because there's a difference
There's a
between
lot of people listen to just argue, listen to have a comeback.
listening just so that you can formulate the next thing.
Right.
Yep. Just waiting for your turn to speak.
That's not being able to turn off your thoughts and absorb what I'm saying, and vice versa, me being able to absorb what you're saying. All these things, I feel like that should go without saying. All these things are things that we all want for ourselves, right?
And for everybody, friends, relationships, family, everything.
Like we want to be humble, we want to be self-aware, we want to be, and everybody's working on that. But to be putting forth the effort to be those things is something that I look for, like bettering yourself as a person. Also, like some sort of ambition to do anything, literally anything.
Right.
Even it's so funny because women always say, this is so amazing what you do with this podcasting. But then a month in, they're like, why do you waste your time on this hobby? You should be doing something. You're not very ambitious. And I was like, then why am I like working 12, 16 hours a day on this stuff for free if it's not ambition? So
Right.
I feel like that's another thing. People need to make sure that they're with someone who they're on a similar wavelength. You're both heading in the same direction or in a similar direction, at least semi-parallel to each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you're trying to be, you're trying to make something of yourself or whatever. You need to be able to support that person, like being
Right.
through your ventures, even if it's just emotional. It doesn't need to be. Every time you say support, people are like, oh, financial support, you want money.
No,
that's not what that has to mean. Like emotional, just you coming over and being like even this, or like me making my TikToks, even just you following me on my TikTok page and liking my stuff is
support.
Right.
That's the point.
Like if this is something I decided to do, don't look at me like I'm stupid every time I make a video and doing this, blah, blah, blah. Like just supporting it. Even if you don't like it or you don't care for it specifically, supporting it. That's it.
But also don't take it over and tell her how to do it better.
Oh, definitely.
Oh my God.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Passion, trying to teach what I'm doing.
I've actually had my someone I was seeing a while ago before I met my boyfriend now. I was like, yeah, I think I want to get into the whole social media thing. I was like, I think I really got something going here. And I got absolutely no support at all. And I was like, I can't do this. He was like, well, yeah, literally was like, that's stupid.
Oh.
I was like, okay.
Wow.
And here you are, 13,000 followers later, and you have your own podcast. Okay.
There's something.
Sorry, real quick. That same person, now that I'm here, I'm still trying to move forward. Who's liking and following me now?
Yep. Every time. Every time.
Wow. So, I got the COVID vaccine shot, and I thought to myself, and I told my friend this, I was like, I'm single. I didn't have to ask anybody for permission or validation for the thought of what I wanted to do. I just actually did it. And in a lot of my past relationships, even with friends, it would be, should I do this? And I would wait for somebody to say yes or no before I did. And then I realized being single, I can do what I want when I want. And it's so freeing that when somebody says, why are you doing that? I get overly offended when I shouldn't. Inside, not outside.
Right.
like, why are you questioning my decisions? Who are you? You know, maybe one day I'll meet somebody that changes that. And I was married, and I asked her, I said, you're so beautiful. You could find a man that makes $100,000, $200,000 a year and be so happy. And she said, they wouldn't be able to give me what you give me, the loyalty, the comfort, the support. She said, I would take one of you over 100 men that made $100,000. So not every woman is looking for financial support, you know?
Right.
I think
Right.
people know that. That's
Right.
just something that they tell themselves. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get super touchy, but I noticed that a lot of people on TikTok are very much like angry with women, and they're like, they just want
Yes.
money. They're just
Yeah.
gold digging whores and they just want money. And it's like, do you
Mhm.
really believe that? Or are you just upset because Sally didn't think you were cute?
See,
I'm
I don't know
sorry.
that one because I do see a lot of women
Mhm.
in that same breath are on there like singing Megan Thee Stallion.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Get that bread, that head, then leave.
Then leave. That's true.
So
That's true.
how like, but I feel like it's what you consume yourself with. If that's what if you're focusing on those types of women, then it's gonna seem like the same way with
Yep.
women. Like, there's no good men. All of these men are trifling. Those are the ones you're focusing on.
Right. If you look for it, you're gonna
Right.
find it.
Right.
The manifestation,
I was
everyone's
going to
got
say
this.
manifest a good
Yep.
one.
Okay, but here's
Because
the thing.
that's
People
literally
think
what I did.
You're manifesting what you want. That's not how that works. You manifest what you are.
Yes.
Yep.
So if you're, oh, these men are so bad, they always treat me like shit. I
Mhm.
promise you, the next man that comes in your life is going to be bad and he treats you like shit.
Yep.
Right.
Like,
I
that's the
noticed
thing.
that. I noticed that once, like, I sat back and got I took a break from dating, got myself together, got my mind together.
Mm.
I started doing, you know what I'm saying, being a better person, and boom, I met someone just like me. You know, I met a good one. So I was like, okay, so you're right. You manifest what you are.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have to know who you are instead of
Yes.
what people
Right.
expected you to be
Yeah.
your whole life. You have to get, you're
Right.
right, Caitlin.
Self-awareness.
I told my friend, she jumped into a relationship and I said, he's not going to be good for you. He needs to strip all of the relationships off himself and be
Mhm.
he needs to take responsibility for his actions and find himself in a situation that he needs to get himself out of instead of asking somebody else to do it for him. And once he
Mhm.
does that, he's going to realize who he is and he can find somebody that'll be there for him.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. You should take some time away from dating if all you keep getting is the same thing.
Right.
And
Mhm.
that's the thing. Those people also have to, like, self-awareness, figure out, heal, take the time to heal. Healing hurts, man. Like, that's the thing. People
Yeah.
are like, healing is so comforting. No, it's not.
Mm-mm.
No, it's not. That shit hurts.
That
But
shit's
like, you have to
hard.
understand, like, if you're not hurting, then you're not healing. So that means it's
Right.
working.
That's
Right.
And like,
Mhm.
and the hurt that you have to go through, the healing process, sometimes it does take a long time, right? But like, that's your mindset. Like, if you want it to happen, like, it'll happen. You have to put in the work for it. And then the
Right.
rewards on the other side are going to be ever freaking lasting.
That's
So
right.
like,
Mhm.
that's why it's so important for people to like stop jumping from relationship to relationship.
Yes.
Take time, like, figure out what went wrong. Where do you hold yourself accountable? Like, stop playing the victim in everything, because that's not how that works. Like, you
Mhm.
allowed it in some sort of way. You attracted it in some sort of way. Figure yourself out first. Find out who you are. And sometimes finding out who you are, you have to lose every single thing in your life to do that. Sometimes you have to
Mhm.
give up everything to find who you are. And
Preach.
people are not okay with that, because we
Right.
all want to have the control. We want to still
Mhm.
have things in our life. We still want to have control over anything that we can. That's not the only thing that you have control over, is your emotions and your attitude. That's it.
We also want somebody to blame, somebody there to take the
Yep.
responsibility and blame.
And that goes along with accountability. Like,
Yep.
Mhm.
stop pointing the finger. Everyone wants to blame somebody for something. Everyone's got point the finger at someone. Point at yourself really quick and just figure it out first.
Yeah.
Because once you figure out where you were wrong, then the rest just happens. You just know it from there on out.
Mhm.
Yeah. I always think to myself, God isn't going to ask you why you did it. He's just going to ask you that he's just going to notice that you did it,
Mhm.
So if somebody can tell you to do it, that doesn't mean that, that you should still live up to your own expectations and not others.
Mhm. Right.
So how about you, Kai?
What's
What
the
makes a good man?
Or if you're into
See,
men, 'cause-
I mean, I'm not,
or
but I
person,
still
or
feel
friend,
like,
or family.
well, that's the thing is like I have men in my life that I love, very good friends, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not really in intimate relationships with anybody, but I still look for good qualities in people
And
because I'm not going to spend my time with you at all if you suck. Like,
Right.
Yes.
so I mean, I'm just being honest. I don't have time for that no more. So for a good man, I would definitely say humility. I think one thing, because I grew up, you know, in a southern state where men are very hyper masculine, you know, you have to shotgun a beer and you know, just do all this stuff. I don't know, boy stuff.
Whatever men do.
whatever they do in their free time. But they're always so loud and they always feel like they have to prove that they've got the biggest dick. And they're just like, I'm such. And honestly, the
Yeah.
men that I have found attractive are the soft spoken. Hi, how are you? It's nice to meet you. Would you like a cup of tea?
Good
And you know, a lot of
Southern
people are like,
hospitality.
they're beta male bitches. And I'm like, they're just good people. I'm sorry you suck.
Right.
They're just good people. So
Yeah.
definitely humility.
Okay.
That's what humility means.
You just
whatever.
explained why I don't hang out with men.
I mean, I'm saying it's so obnoxious. I cannot do that stuff. I'm like, you need to calm down. No one has that much testosterone. Who are you performing for?
Right.
But also the support thing, because I have had friends, male and female, when I talk to them about my hobbies, like, oh, I really want to do music, or I'm going to start a podcast, or I have this thing that I enjoy. Well, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Nobody's going to listen to it. Guess what? I've been doing it for a year and I still really like it. You know,
exactly.
Like I don't
It's an
have
outlet.
to. Right. I don't have to be super passionate about your hobby, but if I care about you and you care about this hobby, I'm going to be supportive.
I would
match my energy.
I always take the approach that my mom used to do whenever I wanted to do something that she like totally, she did not 100% agree with, but it wasn't dangerous and like it wasn't gonna hurt me at all. She'd just be like, oh, okay. That's it.
I wish. Like I get a whole bunch of backlash and I get a whole bunch of eye rolls and whatever, you know.
I saw your TikTok the other day and it made me sad because you were like, what's it like to just be yourself around your parents? And I was like, oh, God, I'll let you be yourself. Come hang out over here.
See, and that's the one thing. Okay, so like as much as like as much as I said the things that I have about my mom, I do love her. She is the most probably the top, right? And she is probably like my number one supporter out of everybody. Even like with my TikTok, the whole thing, like she knows she will. If she could, she would hand me a mic and throw me out in front of an audience and be like, "This is her. This is my daughter.
Here she is."
Right. Yeah, and she would. And
like Will Smith with Jada Pinkett on the red carpet.
I mean, yeah. And my dad is the opposite, who's like, you know, you got to stop thinking this TikTok thing is going to be something. Like, you got to really start thinking about going back to school. Like, you have to, you know, get your shit together, blah, blah, blah. And like, yeah, you're not wrong, but like, you don't also know like that school is not for me. So like, stop thinking it's going to, like, if I sign up, I'm going to drop out. Why would I do it? Why would I even sign up?
Why would I waste the money, the time? Look, I didn't try school twice. I was like, hey, this ain't for me.
That's the whole thing in itself. My mom's still telling me that. She's like, you know, if you don't go to school, you're never going to get a good career. And I'm like, listen, student loan, I would rather not, honestly, have a career. If I'm not trying to be 58 paying off $2,000 a month in student loan debt. I'm not going to do it. I refuse
for this regular ass job. Some people still end up at a regular ass job after that.
I'm saying, and I'm like, I know a lot of people, you know, they're going to judge me for that. And they're going to be like, well, that's a dumb decision. But hey, you know what? I had 1 year of college and I just paid off my debt and I'm not doing it no more. I'm done.
I did 3 years in college, $30,000 in debt. Thank God my dad paid it.
Right.
Because if my dad didn't pay it, oh Jesus.
Yep, that's obligatory.
It's the whole, I hate this narrative that people are like, you gotta go to school. There's so many people out here who made it and never went to school.
There's so many.
It's not for everybody. It's just not.
Right.
I'm kind of like in the middle of schooling. I have done like 3 or 4 years, but I've been doing a music program and the music program is full of credits. It's like, so like a normal average semester, right, is like 4 classes, which could be like 12 credits. That's like a full semester, right? The music program is about 16 to 18 credits a semester. If you you take all your courses that you're quote unquote supposed to take in the semester. And none of us ever do that because that's too much. So students always end up in school way longer because we spread out that shit because it's ridiculous. So I'm at a point where I'm like 2 classes away from my AA, which both of those classes are math classes. Because I hate math.
Oh God, don't get me on math.
Oh God.
Same.
I cannot pass a math class to save my life.
I don't have any debt because I went through school through the Division of Blind Services. They just pay for everything. They only if I would have gone to like a private school, then they would pay up to whatever the state average tuition is, and then I would have had to pay the rest. But I went to a community college because I knew it would be cheaper, and so I didn't pay for anything. Books, tuition, nothing. And as long as I go to a public university to finish my degree, I won't have to pay for anything. But I'm kind of in limbo right now. I haven't taken a class in forever. Everybody's on me about when I'm taking my next class. And like, I am so bad at math and I've already failed it. Like, and I know that if I fail it again, I'll have to pay out of state fees and they're not going to cover that. I hate math.
I hate math too, but speaking of like support and like Kate, you were saying like your mom would just like throw you out there. Like and Kai, you were saying that you felt bad because I can't be myself for my mom. So she was, when I had 0 followers, my mom was following me, right? I would not post any videos because I know my mom would judge me, right? I had to block her. Then I felt comfortable making videos. Then I started making videos and I started getting the following, and then I unblocked her. Like I literally couldn't do it until I knew she wasn't looking. And even now, she thinks she runs my TikTok. I love her to death. My mother does absolutely everything for me, but the emotional, she just don't got it. She like emotionally,
they all
she's
have
a
something.
Tormentor. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's like, and it's like I just needed to be able to post without knowing my mom was watching and judging. Because she would call me as soon as I posted, like, what was that? Oh my God. And everybody else was like, oh, that was great. You know? And I'm like, well, everybody else liked it.
Right.
It's like when it comes to me, she's like super judgmental. Because I feel like she doesn't see me as Brittany. She sees me as her junior.
Right. Like an extension of herself.
Yes.
Brittany, I understand that's like, okay, so I can now in front of like my parents are so opposite. Like my mom is completely opposite of my dad and my stepmom. My dad and my stepmom are they're more like conservative, old school. My mom though, I mean, I can act a fool, but like, I just don't act. I'm not 1000% I'm not 1000% comfortable in person around both. But like social media wise, I'll post anything. My mom doesn't judge me. She'll be like, oh, you did this, whatever. Sometimes she likes to throw critiques in that I don't ask for, but whatever.
Exactly. Like I did
like all parents do that. Every parent is like.
But I will say, as much as my dad also supports me, especially when it comes like financially and just like helping out with whatever, things like that. If he saw half of my TikToks, he would probably bitch me out.
Yeah,
that's
too.
another thing. I'm very cautious of what I post on my Facebook page because my stepmom, my stepmom watches some of my stuff, like my workout videos and things, because I'm very cautious of, because she's only on Facebook. But I know people are telling her what they see on my TikTok because my dad finds out and he'll call me and it'll be like, and I'm like, what? Like I am almost 29 years old.
Right.
If you don't watch it then. Right. I didn't ask for your support. I don't need it and I didn't ask for it. And it seems to be working out for me just fine.
My father is both my parents are like prudes. They're both super conservative. Like even that they're not together anymore. Like my stepdad, my mom just found another very conservative person. They're like super religious and all that stuff. My dad, not so much religious. He does believe, but he's not like super into it. But he's very conservative. So he would probably shit bricks if he saw my.
That's what I was thinking. You be posting
then,
some sexy story times sometimes, you know?
Yes. And then like my mom, she sees my story times and stuff and like the Gemini story time. Like she's like, I can't take it anymore. Then I'm like, don't fucking look.
Don't watch.
It's my page.
Right.
She's like, could you please stop posting about sex? I'm 30. I'm fucking.
Right.
I am fucking.
Right.
Like, get over it. Like she's like, I can't take it. Didn't unfollow me. Like I don't know.
And don't look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say,
Tell them to go listen to Unsubscribed because there is some stuff in there. Just
Oh my God.
we need to start wrapping up for the podcast portion of this, but we can continue with the live stream if you want.
Oh crap! Really? Oh my God!
Yes.
It's 4:11. What?
Right?
That's wild.
How do we do this?
Kai, what do you want? If anybody in the world could listen to this, what would you want to share with them? Just about yourself, about just anything that you want to put out there. It doesn't matter what it is, what it's about. What do you tell people about your podcast or to anything that you want to share with people? If anyone in the world could hear it.
Oh, okay. I am somebody, especially right now, who's very interested in self-improvement, self-awareness. That goes for me and everyone else around me. A lot of my episodes lately have been about that. So I feel like, I don't know, I'm a very laid back person, but I can also be rather intense. So I guess if you are going to consume my content, just be wary because I don't even know what I'm going to say. I don't even know what
Right.
it could go either way. It's so funny because my TikTok is so small. And I don't even know how you guys noticed me. So when I was approached by you, Brittany, I was like, oh my God, like I don't know.
You stitched one of my videos and then I was like, who is this? I was like wrapping gifts for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, who is this girl? And I was hooked ever since.
I don't remember how I found you, Kai, but I remember, and I've told this story so many times, but when I found her, whatever video it was hilarious. And I was like, her thing. So I clicked your little name, and then you only had like 60 followers at the time. And I was like, what? I was like, the internet is no way this girl has 60. I was so and I was like, no, I need to so I did a video like shouting you out. And I was like, more know about her. This is ridiculous. I was just
See, that was the story I was gonna tell when you guys were talking about your parents and your TikToks. My mom is so supportive of me. I love her. But this is so funny. So I was really happy. I was like, oh my God, Mom, this TikToker, she gave me a shout out and I think it's really nice. I didn't expect the woman to go and download the TikTok app. I was just saying, hey mama, I got a shout out, be proud of me. So she gets the TikTok app, she calls me. I'm like, hey mama, how's it going? She goes, I love you and I think you're funny and smart and cool, but these TikToks are ass. Wait a minute, hold on. She said, I'm just saying, I don't understand how you got the shout out. And don't get me wrong, I think you're great. I think your podcast is great, but Jesus, these TikToks are lacking. How did you even get as many followers you got? I said, honestly, mama, I don't know. But
well, Kai, what is your podcast, your social media handles?
So my podcast is called Unsubscribe. If anyone looks for it and don't know which one it is, it's got the logo with it's like unsubscribe and it's like green.
And it's green and blue. Yeah.
Blue and purple, those colors.
Okay.
My Instagram is Wilhelm Scream for the win, but I don't really use Instagram, so I guess that really doesn't matter a whole lot. And then my TikTok is KyeIsFly, and I do not have an upload schedule or a niche. I literally just post when I get bored. So
Love that. And by the way, if anybody wants to look at the live stream description or the podcast description, they'll find links to all of our hosts on Instagram, TikTok, and the Unsubscribe merch link, as well as the podcast link.
Oh my God, you guys know about that?
Yeah.
Saw it. I'm looking at ordering the
We do
hoodie.
our research,
Awesome.
darling.
Oh my God. Yeah, as soon as you said there was some stuff in there, I was like, wait, you know about the stuff in my, because I told Chai, I said, I got to make sure my language is okay. I don't say nothing too offensive because some of the stuff I be saying.
Can't wait.
We don't care.
Yeah. You should hear my mouth, girl. Yeah, it's the whole thing. Seriously.
Well, I've been
Kai,
wanting to podcast with you guys for a while.
we're so glad that you joined. I think this, like, the conversation was awesome, but I'm glad that you you were able to do this with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I cannot believe that's awesome. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, we're not done with you yet, but we're
Welcome to
gonna find
come
out
back.
we're gonna find out where people
I'd
can
love to.
find Shy, Brittany, and Kate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shy at Not So Shy on literally everything, and that's NOT at what? Yeah, NOTSO. Had a little mini stroke there.
XHY.
Oh, so I am 3_ blind beauty _ on Instagram and TikTok. And I just realized, guys, I went to YouTube the other day. I'm just blind beauty.
Yeah, there's
no
no
spaces. I didn't realize there was no underscores, but yeah. So just blind beauty on YouTube and 3_ blind beauty _ on TikTok and Instagram. Kate.
And I'm Caitlin Wackerman on TikTok, and you can find me on Instagram at Kate Wack. It's KATE for my name. So yeah, okay.
I love that. And we are Inspirations Beyond Disabilities. You can find the live stream on Public Access America's page because the Zoom doesn't let me put it onto the Inspirations Beyond Disabilities YouTube page, which we're just starting to work on. People have to realize we're about 6 episodes in. We're a new podcast, but we are working on the infrastructure. We're working on an Instagram page and an email. And all that fun stuff. So just be patient with us. Don't be the haters. Be the lovers. Be the inspiration.
Okay, don't be
no
on the
hater.
screen. You
Don't
know?
be a hater, be an innovator.
And tune in every Thursday to the podcast, or every Wednesday, unless we have a special guest like Kai. And that's it. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all later.
Deuces.
Awesome. And now we're back just for exclusive live stream content
Hey.
where we all swear as much as we can, as fast
Welcome
as
to the premium. Are you girls ready?
Fuck!
YouTube After Dark. It's like nothing.
I love it. And I did want to talk about that, how a lot of people want to get involved with the podcast, and we are just still setting up, and we are a bunch of blind people, although we have talents that exceed most visual people's, you know.
Facts.
Right. And I just
Bars.
wanted to ask Kai, because I'm a podcaster as well. What are some of the things that you encountered that were a struggle for you in creating a podcast that you overcame?
Well, let's see. I was definitely, honestly, I'm not sure I really had, except for the fact that I'm absolute ass with technology.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But like, I don't know, when it comes to the actual podcast side of things, I was very much like, this is my story. I'm going to tell my story. Nobody's gonna, because I kind of spent my whole life being told to like not talk, not play the victim, which I don't play the victim, but I feel like we do all at least deserve a minute to just feel. And I love my mother so much, but one thing she never really gave me was just a minute to feel, so sometimes on my podcast, I will be like, hey, sometimes shit sucks,
Well, that's the point. And then how you get through it, that's why people listen. But like for me, I hate writing the descriptions. You know what I mean? It's just a chapter list of what's been said, because I don't know. I tell people sometimes it's a blind thing, sometimes it's a man thing, and sometimes it's just a klutz thing,
Right.
It's not
Writing
always blind.
I don't even know. Like, honestly, my descriptions, hopefully nobody reads them, because I barely write them. Like, I never know what to say, especially because we just kind of talk about random things. So in this episode, Shy and I talk about things. Listen to us talk about things on the podcast. Like, there's really not much I feel like I can say. And then like, a lot of people go above and beyond, and they're like, here are links where you can, I don't do all that. I should, but I don't.
Like,
okay.
I'm not, so I can't. So
I have a note with all the links in it, so it makes a paragraph look like a whole lot when I copy and paste.
Oh, I should do that. I should just have like one note with all the links in one go.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention my Mighty Mug, guys.
Mighty
Oh my God. Did you get the Mighty Mug?
Mighty Mug. Yep. I got the glass. It's a stemless wine glass, but I put everything but wine in it. I don't know.
Dude, I was listening to that. I was like, I need to get me a Mighty Mug. And I started adding them all to the cart.
Just
And then I
slap
realized they
it
were
for
like
no
$20
reason.
each.
That's
I know
crazy.
I got a set of 3 for $25.
Yeah,
What?
the glasses
Oh,
are in sets. They're in sets of.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the mugs themselves, like the mugs and the
Mhm.
are individual, but the glass.
Yeah. I like to just walk past the table and just slap it for no reason. Just 'cause
That's
I know
what I'm
it's not gonna
saying.
fall
I
over.
was like, the first thing I'm gonna do. That's it. The first thing I do when I get a Mighty Mug is I'm gonna slap it.
Oh my
I
god.
swear, like I literally just walk by and be like, I didn't fall over. Yeah.
Right. It's like when you steal like a bag of beans or dog food at the store, you have to slap it. That's how I would be. I would just give it a little,
It's
Yeah.
true.
Oh my god, I have to get mine. I had one years ago, which is why I told you guys about it because they've been around for a minute.
Mhm.
But I lost it when I moved.
Oh,
I
no.
definitely want a mug for my hot tea that I always drink, but I don't really have $25 to be thrown around right now. So
Right?
Boom.
That's where
Your
I'm at.
birthday's coming up. I got you.
That reminds me.
it is not. It is in September.
It's right around the corner. Don't even worry about it. September's gonna be here before you know it.
Thanks for
Mm,
reminding
Don't say
me.
that.
Thank you for. Can we get to the summer first, Brittany? Damn.
Can we get to the
Saying.
fall? Can we skip summer? Ugh.
No.
Right.
I love summer.
Thank you, Kai. I feel the same way. I cannot stand summer.
I don't like hot.
It's too hot.
I
Too
love
I don't
hot.
it.
like
Hot
hot.
for that.
If I didn't live in Florida, then I would like summer. But I live in Florida, so it's hot all the time. So we can skip
Mhm.
summer. I can get in the pool in fall. I can get in the pool.
Right. Okay, Shy, you don't have to rub it in.
Sorry, Kayla. Looks like you're outvoted.
In the
We're
pool.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
give a
whatever.
I want to be a beach bum. Like, let me wear my bathing suit year round with some shorts and a cover up dress. Let me just walk barefoot, like no makeup, hair all messed up. I love it. Vibes.
See, what's that like? I'm like, let me go to like
Right. Like
somewhere
what
where
is
it's
that like?
overcast and I can wear my flannels and my long boots and like my black umbrella.
See, I like fall. It's not too hot, not too cold. But see, spring is humid. Fall is not. You know, fall has like
Spring
good,
is
crisp,
bad.
cool air. You know, your makeup's not melting off. You
I
can
do
wear a
like
cute
fall.
cardigan and some boots, but you don't need that big, huge jacket.
Yep.
Mhm.
That thing is really heavy to lug around. Like, and then you're stuck with it for like 6 months. It's a lot.
I wish I lived somewhere where I got a real fall because fall seems lovely and I don't get that. Every once in a while, we'll get our cute little 60 degrees. Sometimes we get a cute 60 degree, but we don't get, it doesn't get cold. I wish it did.
See,
Like-
we have fall here, but it doesn't last. Like, it's like fall for like a week.
Right.
And you can
That
wear a
was a
cute
really
little
nice
leather
week.
jacket. That was a wonderful week. And then next thing you know, 30 degrees.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's like fall and winter for us. It'll be like a week in November, a week in December, 2 weeks in January. You know, it'll be like sprinkled around, like it's like not consistent at all. It'll be like, oh, here's a little cold front for the weekend, and then it's back to 80 degrees on Monday. You know, like it's
Man, what?
It was 57
Baltimore
this morning, but 80 by now.
yeah.
Wow.
Baltimore is like burr for 6 months straight. We're not getting any over 30 degrees for 6 months.
I love that. That's the
No,
wardrobe I
it's
have.
not
You put me in
fun. I'll tell
jackets
you.
and boots. That's my thing.
No.
See, but for me, I don't mind cold weather. I like cold because I don't like too hot. But I don't want the jacket. That's the part I feel like the jacket is like not letting me be great.
Yeah, the jacket's too
Wow.
much. Cardigan, sure. Flannel, yeah.
Yeah,
Marshmallow
cardigan.
jacket, no.
Right. Like
I don't
cute
even wear a
little boots
jacket,
and a
though.
cardigan is fine.
My friends
that
get real
big,
mad at me
huge-
because I don't let the weather, like, it was snowing one time. I'm gonna get judged really hard, but it was snowing one time.
Yes.
And I wasn't outside for very long. I was only getting to check the mail, So I walk out and I have shorts on because I wear shorts in the house. I didn't think it was a big deal. My mom comes out the house screaming, waving her arms. What are you doing else? It's snowing outside. Come put some pants. I said, Mom, I'm just going to get the mail. She said, I don't give a. You're gonna come in this house, put some pants on, take off the flip flops, then go get the mail. I said, Mom, not everybody hates the cold like you do. She hates it. Hates the cold.
No, I
so
hate
much.
the cold.
I
I
hate
wouldn't
it
dare
too.
go to the mailbox with shorts and flip flops on. Like I literally put on a whole suit, a whole snowsuit to go to the mailbox. Like I'm not. I don't want to be cold for not 3 seconds. Like no, thank you.
That's her. She's like, I guess I'm just not getting the mail for a few months. Hopefully you know.
Right. Nothing important comes.
Right.
I have never seen snow, you guys.
Wow.
Oh my god.
And you know what's crazy? I was like, so y'all know I lived in Florida for 9 years, right? I moved to Maryland and I'm like, what? Snow? I've never seen that. What? Snow? And then it snowed. Shy, I'm trying to tell you, it is, you're not gonna like it. It's not as fun as it looks on TV. See,
No.
Right.
the media needs to stop lying to people. They lie about everything. Snow is not fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun. Your
Mm-mm.
pants get wet. You gotta
Yep.
keep changing your pants.
Snow
Your
is
socks,
just
your
snow is
socks
just
are all
water that
wet.
hasn't hit
Yes.
your clothes yet.
Yep.
you know?
And then like the roads are all screwed up.
Yeah.
Slushy. And then
Nobody can go
after
nowhere.
that, until the sun comes out and melts it, it's just all muddy.
And the
It's not
ice,
fun.
Yes.
little ice patches everywhere. Yep.
Yes, and you just
Or
slip
those
and bust your
days.
ass on a patch of black ice.
Oh my god, when it's like sunshine outside, but there's snow on the ground. Those are the worst. When it's like the sun
And
is
then you
up
can't
and running,
see shit.
you can't see a damn thing.
That, yeah.
like
God.
snow blindness is a thing.
No,
Yes.
you do this because the sun, and then you got to do this shit right here. Like
you,
Yeah.
you
like
gotta
a
put,
ninja
like you have to wear
discovery.
like sunglasses
Yes.
because the sun reflects off the snow.
Yeah.
And it just oh my god.
It's
not
just
shy,
white
just
and
be
a
glad.
bright light. It is like, what the hell?
Yes.
It is
Yeah.
the worst. The worst. And I keep it dark in my house.
But there is a
So-
bonus to it. When it snows too much, nobody expects you to go outside. You know what I mean? I mean,
Shoot, that's not like
before
here.
COVID, you know what I mean? It was like,
Um,
oh, it snowed 3 feet, so I don't have to go outside. I like this day. You
I
know?
don't know about you guys. I was a CNA. I was a nurse, so I had to go to work regardless.
Mm,
And if we knew it was gonna snow too bad, they made us stay the night at work.
wow.
Hey.
And I think that was where I had disdain for snow. Like I didn't
That'll
like it
do it.
before, but after that, I loathed. Like they'd be like, "It's gonna snow." I'm like, "God damn it! I'm sick of this. I don't want to see not another ounce of snow." Ever since then, I can't stand snow. I don't want to see it.
I just don't do the cold weather. It's like it's miserable. Like, don't get me wrong. Like sometimes I miss like a cold like snow Christmas New England or like a fall with the leaves and all that. And like we get it here in North Carolina, but it's kind of different. Like we get more ice than real snow. So when it snows, we get like 2 or 3 inches, but then it turns in overnight into ice. So like black ice all over the roads, and we shut down because we don't have the equipment here. So like
yes, the South sucks with stuff like that.
it is the worst. And it's just, but it's still like 35 degrees outside and it's miserable. And there's nothing open. Like it is the worst. You're just,
I got a taste of that Valentine's Day when I was in Louisiana. I was like, oh, I'm going back to Baltimore because I can't do this. I can't do this. Like y'all shut everything down. Like the
Yes.
grocery store too.
Yep.
What? That was so unheard of to me. I was like, well, what are we supposed to do?
That's crazy.
Because in Baltimore, it could snow all at once. I could still order DoorDash and somebody's still gonna bring it in the snow.
Yep.
That's right.
Oh, what's that
in
like?
Louisiana, I was like, well, what are we supposed to do? Like, how are we gonna eat? He was like, I guess we're just gonna eat sandwiches or something. Like, what?
Like,
It's like,
what?
you know,
I was-
it's, you know how they prepare for
The
hurricanes?
bratty
It's the
side
same-
came out again. You were like, sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
Right. Sandwiches.
I don't
I'm
even
sorry.
want sandwiches. I
That's
just
what,
gotta
like-
say really quick that Dave is in the chat, and so is
Dave.
the baritone blurred. So
Oh my god.
they're in there saying hi to each other, and I think it's just so cute.
Hey Dave.
Hey Dave, hey Jay, what's
What's up,
guys?
y'all?
What's up?
And Dave has had some witty comments like, "Yeah, weather sucks."
Just weather.
But he
Weather.
did also say if you have any issues with podcasting, he's happy to help. And I like Dave, and I love his TikToks and his genuineness.
Mhm.
So I'll keep being a fan of you, Dave. But on with the show.
But I was gonna say a thing, you guys. Oh, you were saying how like Caitlin mentioned hurricanes. Hurricane preparation in Florida is just so interesting. Because
Oh yeah, I've been through that.
it's literally like, okay, guys, I guess we should go get some water and like
Right.
non-perishables because I guess there's a storm coming. And then the category comes out and they're like, oh, it's a cat 2. And you're like, what is a cat 2? That's a thunderstorm. What?
Right.
Right.
And then when
no,
they're
when I
it's a
go ahead,
cat
Char.
this time or it's a cat 4, it's like, all right, I guess we should pull the patio furniture inside.
Right.
What else are we gonna? There's nothing else you could do.
Right.
Right.
You guys got the
Well, I
shelter
remember-
things on the windows and stuff too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. When I was growing up in Florida, we would like if it was like we had a really bad one. I forgot which one it was. I want to say I was like 6. It was like 96, somewhere in there.
Betty.
We had to like we had to like board up all the windows. We had to go to a shelter. It was us and the rest of Pensacola, Florida, in the shelter. Like it was like a whole thing. Like we had to evacuate and everything.
That was probably cat 5 because it doesn't matter until you get to cat 4 and you're like, all right, I guess let's put like 1 to 2. Tropical storm to 2 is like I'm not gonna do shit, and then cat 3 is like let's go get some food, some water, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just because y'all do lose power, that's a thing.
Lose power.
Yeah.
So then the cat 4 is like bring in the patio furniture. Maybe we just about shutters, and then cat 5 is like you better go get your shutters, get your board. You gotta evacuate. Like that's when shit gets real. But when people are like, "Oh, Florida's having a hurricane party," and it's like, yeah, because it's a cat 3. Like we're all in the house together. What else are you gonna do? You know?
Shy, I was living there when Irma was supposed to hit.
Oh wow.
So we like everybody is freaking out because it was like a cat 6, but then it like got down to a cat 5, and then like it hit the Gulf side, but I think it was like a 3 or a 4 on the Gulf side at that point. But I was on the Atlantic side, so and this is my first year like living in Florida, and it was like within the first couple months I moved down there, so it was like September-ish time or something, and like all the restaurants are shutting down, they're boarding up. They ran out of gas at the bottom of the state. Like, and me and my brother had to rent a car to drive home. It took us 20 hours to get back to Charlotte. Like the traffic was stopped. Like it was, but the other side of the highway is dead as shit.
Yep.
So dead. Like no one was coming in the state. It was miserable.
Yeah, when that number goes up, things get crazy. But
yeah,
all the like, because I remember that. I mean, we lost power for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Cold showers, all that stuff. You know, that was a bad storm. And when it's bad, it's bad. But when people are like, "Oh, Florida's crazy," they don't care about hurricanes. So like, we care when there's something to care about.
Right.
But Florida is also crazy.
That is
crazy as hell. I heard y'all getting them spring breakers out there getting pepper sprayed.
in Miami Beach.
Acting like COVID ain't a thing.
Let's talk about all those kids that are down there. They think COVID's like not a thing, but y'all are messing with people's livelihoods at this point. They had to shut things back down.
Right.
They had to turn the curfew till 8. Those people that work in restaurants and bars, they were probably just now getting back on their feet, and then y'all just screwed it all back up for them. Like they have bills to pay. Those people, like that's not fair. Those kids are selfish as shit, and I don't care if any of them fucking hear this shit.
Oh yeah,
I don't care.
Fuck them kids.
ridiculous.
I'll say
fuck them kids.
I mean, like you're 18, you don't give a shit because mommy and daddy bought you a hotel room to stay in and party in Miami during COVID. Well, you just fucked with everyone's livelihoods down there to the point where, like, if y'all just listened and went home in curfew, did what then they wouldn't have had to shut everything back down
the
again.
Party inside,
right? Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Right.
And like, oh my God, I know you're not supposed to manifest negativity, but I hear stories like that and I just think, universe, when they're 30 and they're struggling and they're working paycheck to paycheck, can you please just fuck them up one good time? Just
It won't take them until they're 30. They're going to either flunk out of school or graduate, and then they're not going to know what to do with themselves because they're going to have to get a job for the first time. And the way COVID is working in everyone's bank accounts, yeah, they're going to feel it at some point. It might take
look, Kaylin, look, Joe, where's my semi? Joe, are you listening? Hello?
Joe,
where's my semi?
Joe, what's up?
What is up with that?
Take your time, man.
You got me checking my bank account twice a day.
It was
okay.
Like, look, you say a prayer before you open it up, like, Lord Jesus, Lord.
It's like when you have a fridge and there's still no food and you open it again. Can I just talk really quickly about TikTok, the way that they're doing this thing where they're, because people like me, I make jokes about like, yo, what up, Joe? Like, run me my money. And people will see that and be like, so where are all the Joe supporters now? And here you complaining
Like,
because
right
you're in
here.
Yeah, I'm
We're
still
right here.
Right.
Like, yes, we
At
criticize
least we're
those
getting
who we
it.
support because that's what you do. Do you just not criticize anybody that you love ever? Of course you don't. That's why your kids are toxic, because you think they can do no wrong.
Whoa, I don't love Joe Biden. I support him
Exactly. Like,
because
we're
he's
not
better
his
than the other
worshipers.
choice.
He was better than 45.
We were just
I'll
the
tell you that.
voters.
Honestly, I
love
was
that.
supporting like a Kamala Harris, Cory Booker sort of like ticket. That's what I was
Mhm.
going for. Joe Biden was like I guess I'll support him.
I swear to
Right.
God,
I saw
nobody
a
was
meme
excited
on
about Joe
Facebook.
Biden.
I saw
Yeah.
a meme on Facebook. It was like me voting for Joe, and like they just threw a piece of paper over their shoulder and walked off.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I don't know if this was a TikTok or like a meme or some. I think it was a TikTok, but it was like, all right, it's time for 2020 elections. This is what we're deciding. Do we want to get shot in the head or in the
Or
leg?
the foot. Right.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
what we're deciding. And it's
Mhm.
not either way, we're getting shot. There's a bullet in us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just
But I feel like I have more of a chance of living if I get shot in my leg.
Right. I got a pimp
Yeah.
lip now. That's all.
yeah,
Just
exactly.
limping.
Right.
What's up?
Yeah.
It'll heal up in a
being
minute.
being ignored is better than being actively attacked.
Ah,
One of-
Right.
One of the first things they did in 2016 was attack the ADA and eliminate
Mhm.
all the developer requirements like alarms in elevators and all
Mhm.
these safety measures for the blind. And Joe Biden hasn't talked about disabled people at all, and that's why I
Mhm.
keep saying it. There's 49 million uninstitutionalized disabled people in this country. You can't ignore that many people at once, but
Mhm.
disabled, there's so many disabilities that we're not coming together, and that's a shame.
Mhm.
Mm.
So I'll
The
take
whole
being
thing.
ignored. Just give me my check, man.
All I'm saying.
Joe,
You don't have to
Joe,
talk to me. Just run me
run
my
me
money.
my money.
That's fine.
Run me my money.
It's
I
like the
love
exact
it.
opposite. Like, you're not my man. I don't need, support and loyalty and trust and love, and you can leave the
Right.
money
Right.
inside. No, you are the opposite. Don't talk to me.
That's
Run
right.
Just
me
give
my
me my
money.
money.
That's funny. I'm not hitting Joe Biden up late at night on Snapchat. You know what
That's
I
what I'm
mean?
saying. If I'm lonely, I'm not talking to you.
I'm about
Shit.
to start if you don't fucking pay me.
Right.
Like, what I gotta do?
Listen, why did my 600 and my 1200 direct deposit the very first day that bitch came out, and then
Yep.
my shit doesn't even get mailed out until Friday.
Hey, be
Wow.
glad because the 6 and the 12, I still haven't gotten it.
I don't understand that. You got to do something. You
neither.
got to call.
Well,
gotta
I claimed
fill
it on
out
my
something.
taxes.
Oh, okay.
And so my taxes should be here in like 2 weeks. But the 14, I don't want to claim it next year. What are we gonna do? Like, we got to figure something out.
Yeah.
And you,
But why
there's
why are
options
they
on the
mailing you the check when you have direct deposit for your disability?
because
Exactly.
they hate me. He
Yeah.
hates me. Joe
They're like,
Biden
you know what,
hates the
Caitlin?
shit
We don't
out
like
of
her.
me.
We're just
He
gonna
doesn't
mail it and
like
make her
me.
wait.
You're gonna
They all had
send
a-
blind people to check their mail every day? Come on. I don't know
Right.
what the envelope is. And most of them are creditors and ads. So if you think
Yep.
I'm gonna go check my mail all the time,
Or
nope.
medical debt
What I
and
don't
bills.
understand is
Yeah.
we all have disability. Like they told me they didn't know how to find me. I'm on freaking
Right?
disability.
Right.
What do
Y'all
you
direct
mean?
deposit shit into my bank
What you
account
mean you don't know where to
every
find
Every
me?
month.
every month on the third.
Every
You
Every
never miss a
single
day.
month.
You have
Every
Yeah.
time I
never
walk
missed a
into this
day.
bitch, you should be like, "Hey, it's Kai." Like, y'all should know me.
Right.
Right.
We're practically family at this point. The fuck?
Right.
Right.
I'm calling y'all bitches all the time.
My dad told me the government is my daddy. I said, thanks, Dad. That's exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah.
No, we don't want Uncle Sam as our father.
No.
No. Hell,
Talk
I
about toxic. Talk about narcissist. Uncle
Oh,
Sam.
right. Uncle Sam. He's creepy, Uncle Sam, too.
y'all, I cannot get
Oh.
into the politics thing because we all saw what happened last time. So I'm not even.
And Kate, by the way, I'll say it again. It was your money. It's not like the government is just sugar daddying you all over the place. You gave the
I
government
know.
to hold for that
I
money.
know it is my
So
money. I know.
your dad,
And you need it now.
Your dad is your daddy.
Right.
I hate when
Right.
people say that. They're like, "Oh, you're the shit from the government." No. This is the money that I worked my ass
my
off
money.
Right.
for 12
Right.
years for. This
That's
is
right.
my money
That's
that
right.
they didn't want to give me.
Right.
No, wait, hold on. Just out of curiosity, because nobody else in here is in Kentucky. Does the sentence, "It's my money and I need it now," affect everyone else the way it affects me? Or is that
Oh,
just a
I
Kentucky
have
thing?
a podcast called I have a structured government and I need my cash now.
Okay. I was about to feel really left out, like just an obscure yeehaw reference. I'm glad.
No,
No.
that's an American reference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've been in Discord servers before where I would like make a reference to a commercial. Yeah, and they would be like, "I've never heard that commercial in my life." I'm like, it's
What?
simple.
That's because they're from other countries.
No, they were in America. It was like there was this one. It was like a
Everybody
Twix
knows that
commercial.
jingle.
I'm glad everybody knows that jingle. Thank God. There was like a Twix or Snickers or something commercial, and it was this song about like prancing nougat in the meadow, singing songs of satisfaction to the world or something, and like nobody knew it. And I thought that it was just like one of those classic commercials that all Americans grew up with. And apparently, it was not, and I was
I do
embarrassed.
not know that.
I know that one. It's like
I was looking like I don't know that one.
No.
So I guess that might have been just a Kentucky thing. So now I gotta ask before I make commercial references.
Because there are a lot of commercials geared towards certain states.
Yeah.
Sometimes they redo it, like they change it, they tweak
Yeah.
the JG Wentworth. I can't say that.
Wentworth?
Wentworth.
Wentworth.
What? Isn't it 877 cash now? Yeah.
Yeah.
877 cash.
Well, if we ever needed to call them, we got the number memorized.
That's what I'm
Heck
saying.
yeah.
First time Shy
They did
was
an
like,
amazing
"I'm
job
a
with that
singer. I'm in the choir." I was just every time someone says something like that, I'm just like 877 cash, no, because it's just so epic. I'm like, do you do that? Y'all do that, right?
Yeah, of course. Which reminds me, I actually have rehearsal tonight, guys, because it's Tuesday. Usually I don't have rehearsal after we record, but
Ooh.
Oh, okay. What time is rehearsal? Are we running over?
no, I don't know what time it is. My rehearsal's at 6.
Okay.
Oh, you good?
4:52. 4:43, guys. Listen,
All right,
5
so it's
o'clock.
almost 5.
At 5 o'clock, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I don't have anything to do, but I gotta go.
Yeah, me
Same.
too.
Well, my phone will die too. And I've got my headphones plugged in, so I can't charge and plug in my phone at the same time.
I do have a question because TikTok, we talked about this the first episode, but I want to catch up and ask, what are some of the dumb questions you've been getting? You
I
know,
love 'em.
Ask Jay.
is there
Okay.
any new dumb questions or any?
Okay.
Yeah.
The typical, like, how do you even post if you're really blind? My dead ass response on a comment was magic.
Magic. I love it.
Mhm.
I'm over it. I'm so over it. I'm getting ruthless. I don't give a shit.
I told you, I'm just gonna take a page out of Jay's book, ignored by a creator.
Creator. I think that's
Yeah.
Ooh, I like
Perfect.
that.
we should all just start doing that.
I do like that.
Credit Jay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like say ignored by creator and then tag Jay. He
Brought to
might
you by
watch us. I
Jay.
keep getting tagged in random comments.
I love it. I'll say that I've been noticing Sadie's been posting more, and she's getting
Yeah, she has.
she's getting so funny. She got called a Karen.
I know. I saw that.
Oh my
So then she
God.
called herself a Blairin, a blind Karen. She called
Yeah.
herself a
Loved
Blairin.
that.
A
Mhm.
Blairin.
Oh my God.
So shout out to Sadie.
I called my
She's
mom
one
a
of my
Blairin, but
favorites.
that's because she had a Karen haircut and she said she looked like a black Karen. And so I called her Blairin. So when she said Blairin, I was like, oh, it can also be blind Karen.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh my God.
she's one of
I
my
love
heroes
her.
this week.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like I
Yeah.
just get the same typical questions, though. I mean, well,
Yeah,
I don't
the
know. There's a
same
lot.
question.
There's a lot
over
in my
and over
Q&A, and I'm just not. I can't answer every single one of those. Like, it's a lot. But a lot of mine are like, they ask about my diabetes. They ask about fitness. And then people are like, what's your favorite food to eat? What's your favorite
Yeah.
colors? And I'm like,
Mhm.
good, intelligent questions there.
I
I just feel like
love it
some
when
of them,
somebody asks like a real good, intelligent question. Like I'm like, yes, yes. Come
Somebody
with the substance.
which I thought was really interesting because I'd never thought about it before. Somebody asked me if it takes time to get used to a new cane tip.
Mm.
And I was like, I never really I thought about it, and
You
like
just throw that bad boy on there and keep it moving.
yeah, to me, I was like, I mean, it just feels good. It feels like
Mhm.
a new cane for a second, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Take me any real time. I'm just like, oh, I'm getting more information. I'm rolling smoother. Like it's just nice.
Mhm.
But so
Yeah.
that's what I said, and then people in my comments, helped answer the question. But I thought that was a cool question because I never thought about it.
It's
Mhm.
like a
I
new
think
pair
I
of
get-
shoes, right?
Yeah.
I get better questions in the comments than I do in my Q&A. Like some people were asking about
Yes.
like diabetes and alcohol and how that works. Someone
Mm.
and then like I did a video on it where people were like, what's your like ever since losing your vision, what's your biggest fears? And like
Mhm.
I'm not scared to get deep. I'll go all the way. And it's
Yeah.
not to be like,
Mhm.
it's not about like being in the dark, stupid fears. Like, I mean, that's not stupid. That's a thing. But like little fear, you know what I mean? Like I have deep, like I
Mhm.
don't care. I'll go in. But like, I swear the comments like have better questions than the Q&A.
They really do.
People
They really do.
forget in the moment, you forget that you can go up to the Q because you see the video makes you think of a thing,
Mhm.
Mhm.
your question. So now what I noticed is when you're in the middle of typing a comment, there's a little question box that you can
Oh,
so like
Which I can't see. I didn't see that.
is that the green thing? Is that the green thing that lights up?
I don't know what color it is, but I was messing around on Zoom, like zooming into my phone the other day, and I saw it, and it's like a little it's like the logo for the Q&A, but it's on the comments. When you start typing, it shows up. So I don't know if I haven't tested it out yet. I don't know if your comment will then go to the Q&A or if it'll get flagged as a question in your comments. Like maybe it'll show up a different color or something. I don't know what the button does, but I saw it the other day. I got to test it out.
Okay.
I did
I'm gonna
notice
look
that,
for
like,
that.
when they first came out with the Q&A thing, like I noticed that, like, I guess it was trying to take comments from under the videos that it thought was a question and put it in the Q&A. And I was just getting random stuff. Like somebody was like LMAO, and I was like, that's not a question. Why is that here?
But and then another thing they did with the Q&A is when you go live, people can press the little question button and ask a question, and it'll go up to the top of the list of like comments that are coming up.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
okay,
I
TikTok.
like that. All right.
They're doing cute little things on the low.
Now, if only they would help us find the stitches. That's all I'm
Right.
asking. I've been asking for a while.
It's so hard to
It's a whole thing.
see all the people who stitch you. Or
Yeah. Because they have the duets in one area, but they don't have the stitches. I'm like, where are
Okay,
my
where are the
stitches?
duets at?
all you do to find all the duets is click the sound, and then you can see all the
Oh,
Click
okay.
the sound on your own video. Wait,
Oh.
whoa, wait.
Okay, hold on.
So
Yeah.
wait,
Back up.
no, I know what you're talking
wait
about.
just a minute.
I know what you're talking about on other people, but I never thought about doing it on my own because I've never ever known
I
if
never thought
someone
about
ever
that either.
duetted me. I would never know.
When someone duets you, you get a notification because it automatically tags you in the.
Shy.
Ah.
Let's talk about
Shy,
me
you
and my
knew.
notifications.
Shy, you knew. I didn't know why you said that.
Like, Shy.
You're right. Okay. So what you would do is you would just if you want to check if you've ever been duetted, you just click the sound of your video, like your sound, and then if any other videos are using that sound, they'll all show up. So the duets will naturally use that sound, so they'll all be there. But there's no
Interesting.
way to find your stitches right now. So like if you've been stitched, the only way to find that stitch is to search for it somehow. There's no like easy way.
Yeah.
Like if you miss the notification, there's no easy way to find your stitch.
Mhm.
It's annoying.
But
sucks.
okay, here's the thing though, right? Like I use a lot of the same sounds on my videos.
Yeah.
And then when I do my voiceovers. So how would I ever find if someone duetted me? Because a lot of people use that sound.
It might go to the actual. It might go to the actual
To
sound.
the music and not to your voice. Yeah.
Right.
Huh. I never thought about that.
Me
Damn.
neither.
That sucks, man. I'll never know if anyone duetted me. Literally never.
You're gonna find it one day and see that you've got just millions of duets.
Right? Now I'm
I
sitting there
would've-
thinking
I
maybe
would've-
that's where my popularity is. Maybe I'm being duetted 40 times a day and I don't know.
I would have literally never known of Elisa if Brittany didn't tell me.
Oh,
And she's
'Cause I remember
Elisa
she
has
dropped-
posted 3
Yeah.
videos about me, now 4, I think, probably
Mhm.
7 up with all of us. But like, she has had people tag me. She's tagged me in a bunch of her stuff. I had no
Mhm.
Yeah.
freaking clue.
She was trying to get
She
you to
dropped
notice her
in
for
on
a
the
while.
Instagram, and she was like, "You guys help me tag her." And I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "She thought I don't." Kayla, I meant to ask you that. How the hell did you follow me? You follow nobody. How did you end up with? Because I remember
I was gonna
followed
ask that
you.
question, and I'm mad that you
'Cause-
asked it first because I was
Yeah,
gonna ask
I
all of y'all
followed-
that question.
Okay,
Follow
I
who
followed
on TikTok or
Caitlin
Instagram? TikTok or Instagram?
on TikTok. No,
TikTok.
because listen, I followed you, and I saw how many followers you had, and I said she's never gonna follow me back. And you followed me back like 30 minutes later, and I was like, holy shit.
Boom.
She followed me back. But then I noticed you don't follow anybody. Like I had to literally tag you and you still didn't see that, Alicia. I had to call you and tell you. So
I know. But I do, and I'm shy. I follow you, Kai. I follow you.
I want to know how did
That
that
one
happen?
got
How did
me.
you end up following me?
Because there were so many people that were like, "Oh my God, Kate Wack followed me," and like
Right?
I thought it was so cool. And then I saw that you followed me and my little 200 followers. I said, "What's this?"
Why does everyone get so surprised? People can DM me and reach out to me, and I will talk back. I will answer as like if I see it. But like we've talked about before, like Brittany says it all the time. If you want to get me to talk to you or notice you or follow you or whatever, because I do not go through my notification screen. Like I don't go through that. I don't at all.
Right.
So because it's a lot. Like I can't even figure it out. I screenshots, whatever. DM me on Instagram and I'll
Yep.
follow you. I'll find you so easy on Instagram.
That's
Because
what
I
we
only-
did.
Yeah. And but Brittany, I think I just came across one of your videos and I was like, okay, you were talking about how you went blind from your birth control. And I was like,
So-
what?
Right.
Okay, so you didn't
Mhm.
follow me because I followed you. Okay. Because I definitely followed you.
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't
was,
pay attention
I was
to that.
podcasting with Caitlin
Oh.
for over a month before I saw a notification Caitlin's following you, and I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
"Oh, cool."
Okay, but no, Brittany, how I really found you though, because I found you on Instagram first, because when Jason reached out, you did the podcast first. And then he
Mhm.
reached out to me and he was like, I
Mhm.
just had another girl. She goes by Blind Beauty on Instagram, and I
Mhm.
found you immediately. This is how long ago though? Like
Right.
Yeah.
the very
Couple
first like, and then I found you on that. And then you know how like our social medias all somehow pop up and the For You page,
Yeah.
it all just kind of connects.
Mhm.
And then you popped up on my For You page and I found you.
Oh,
And then I followed you on TikTok. Yeah.
cool.
But like, I don't know, some people just pop up on
'Cause,
my
like,
For You
you,
page.
And then like Marie, I was like, she's not gonna follow me back. And she did. And I was like, what?
Isn't that awesome?
But like in the beginning of me telling my story, I would get comments and people are like, I'm blind too. Thank you for telling your story. And I would go and check their page, you know?
Mhm.
And I would get a lot of stuff like that. Same with
Yeah.
like diabetics and all that stuff. But I don't know why everyone thinks it's so surprising if I follow people back. I scroll. I scroll. If I like your video, I'm going to go follow you. I don't think anything of it. Like whether your account has 3 followers and you only have 10 videos. If I like what I did it yesterday to a girl. She has like, I think she had like 60 followers, but her videos are hysterical and she's like into meditating and she only had, I think like 7 videos. She's very pretty, but she said one of her videos was like, I was having an off day, but I started to meditate and she was talking about it. And like she did. And I was like, I fucking love this chick. And I followed her.
Yeah. I know who you're
I
talking
commented
about.
on some of her videos. I don't give a damn. Yeah, I'll follow you if I see it, if I like it.
I don't know who
Never
I'm
understood
following. I don't
that.
know the names that I'm following though, but I'll follow any blind creator, you know.
Dude, I feel that there are so many people that I'm following that I really don't know their names. I
Mhm.
meant to talk about, I think his name was like Mental Healthness or something on TikTok. His name is like Lee something, and he's a diagnosed narcissist. And he's really cool because he actually did get help. And, you know, he's self-aware and he's like, you know, yes, I used to do some really whack abusive shit. Let me make some TikToks and like kind of put you in the mind of a narcissist. So like, and he'll
Mhm.
literally be like, this commenter says she's dealing with a narcissist and he did XYZ. Here's how you get under his skin. Go Grey Rock. Like, I love this dude.
His name
Love
is
that.
Mental Wellness.
That's so cool.
I think
Okay, so
I
you're
follow
following him too? I love him.
Yeah, I
think I
love
follow him.
him. I found him because, you know, narcissistic parent. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, oh my God, he's awesome.
Yup.
There's another lady who talks about narcissistic mothers in like.
Yeah, the girl with the blue hair. She's real pretty.
No, she's an older lady
Oh.
with glasses.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I followed her because I was like, oh my God, that was like even more specific to my situation.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Mm.
That's what her whole page is about.
I mean,
The
I'm
lady-
always accepting new like suggestions to follow people because I follow anybody on TikTok. I
Yeah.
clearly don't care about follower count because I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I think
No,
it's funny because a lot of people have been like, oh, you just gotta
Mhm.
trick the algorithm and post 2 times a day at certain times. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I
Follow.
used to,
Don't be yourself. Follow trends. Do weird
Right.
stuff.
Right.
No.
That's a no for me.
No.
I used
But
to
I
follow
really
people
like
back. I follow people who have good content, but like I used to follow people back. Then I realized as soon as you follow them back, they unfollow you. So I stopped. I was like, really?
Right.
Like, what is the
Oh,
point?
yeah.
Why are we doing this?
I don't follow you back if I
No.
don't like your content. And I don't mean that to be like
Exactly.
snooty. I just
Right.
there's no point
Right.
in having you on my feed, especially if you're gonna unfollow as soon as I follow you. Because then what are you doing on my feed?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've
And then
actually
it's-
started going through my feed and getting rid of people that I just don't
Mhm.
like I used to like their videos, but now they're just begging for likes and saying
Yeah.
stupid
Exact-
bad
oh.
on my end, and you
Uh-huh.
know,
say
and
that.
TikTok's
I
algorithm.
can't stand
It's
that.
it's the algorithm. Just put your stuff
I
out and
think
deal
I'm being
with it.
shadow
Right.
banned. Like this video.
Right. Who cares?
comment.
Nobody cares. Like, who cares? Like, just do what you do. You know?
Right.
I got shadow banned at one
Did you?
point. Yeah, because people were commenting on some of my videos when they started going back up again, and they were like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you in 2 months. I can't believe you
Mm.
finally made it back. I couldn't find you. I didn't know how to
Wow.
spell your
Mhm.
name." And I got so many so many comments like that, and I was like, I knew I got
Mhm.
shadow banned because some of my videos were only getting like 150 views, and I'm like, what the
Mine don't
hell?
even do that. Mine don't even. I must be shadow banned because I don't even. Mine don't even do that, and I have 13.7.
That's what I
I'm
mean. Like,
like-
that's not normal. If you have that, like,
Right.
I finally hit 51,000 followers today, but like,
Yeah.
sometimes I'll only get like 2,000 views on a video, and I'm like, that doesn't even
Mhm.
add up.
You know
That
it's
doesn't
because you're
make
being
any
yourself
sense.
though. You know that's like I noticed TikTok really hates when people speak up and actually be themselves because I literally only have like 200 followers on TikTok and I've had like 5 community guidelines violations. I don't even
Wow.
Oh
say
yeah, I
anything
got
that
one
bad.
yesterday.
Like the stuff I say really isn't that bad. So it's funny because there were people who were, they had a very similar follower count to me and then they kind of shot up and I
Mhm.
didn't. And part of me was like, I wonder if it's because TikTok does not like the things that I say, which is fine. I'm still going to
No.
say them.
Okay, so I did when I was getting shadow banned, when people were telling me that I was getting shadow banned, I made a workout video with a voiceover talking about being shadow banned. I was like, I didn't realize I was being shadow banned, but
Oh, I
it
think I
makes
saw
sense,
that.
blah blah.
Mhm.
It took the voiceover off my video and I deleted it. I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
Oh,
Because I was
hell
talking
no.
about it. TikTok literally left the
Yep.
video post with no voiceover on top of it.
Yep.
And I was
Yep.
like, oh my God.
That's how they do.
Yeah. Yep. It's like they want you to follow the shitheads because they want you to like they
Right.
hate that we're educating people. They hate that
Yep.
we're
Mhm.
we're
Yeah.
They
talking
want us to just do
real
little
shit.
dances. I'm not doing that shit.
They want us to watch fucking idiots shotgun and beers all day and dancing
Yeah.
like
Putting Gorilla
just
Glue in
basic-
their hair.
Yep.
Yep.
And just
Like
keeping it like
putting on
that.
makeup and twerking in the
Yep.
camera.
Don't
That's
get me
what they
wrong.
want.
I love to see it if I'm in the mood for it. Post your
Same.
thirst trap queen. Like, what's
Oh
up?
yeah.
But-
I'm like, go for it. I love watching them. I don't give a
Right.
damn.
Especially when they're cute. Like, girl, your hair is
Ever.
cute. Like, I like that. But yeah.
And I also feel that in your situation, being women on that platform, you get a lot more you get reported more by men in general that just don't like your assertiveness and your power.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because you said that there was a hater for this show, and I was like, I've
Oh,
had
it wasn't a
4
man.
shows. I've had 4 shows, and they've all been with men. I've never had anybody,
Mm.
no hater. I've never had a hater, but it seems like every woman I know has a man attached that is criticizing
Yep.
her in some way. And
Dude,
It wasn't a
I get
man.
them all the
commented on one
time.
of my TikToks. I was just laying in bed talking, and this dude commented and was like, "Can't even hit the gym. What a shame." I was like, "Listen, don't nobody love you at home, and that sucks. If you need somebody to talk to, you can inbox me. But I really
Right.
don't have time to address you here. I'm not gonna make a video responding to your comment because I know that's what you want."
I
'Cause
get
he was-
guys that
said
are just
something about-
Yeah.
yeah, I get guys
Yeah.
that just say that I just say I'm blind for attention. I just want to, and I was like, listen, man, okay. If I wanted attention, do you know
That's
how many other ways I
crazy.
could do it?
Right.
Like
I don't get men. None of my
Yeah.
haters are men. All of my haters are women.
I get women haters. I don't
That
care.
sucks.
I don't give a
Like
damn.
I've literally never in all of my life, it's never been a man that I've had to deal with the hate. It's always a woman.
Wow.
Y'all,
That
I have
sucks.
been compared to
Just
some
why
of the
I don't hang
girls.
out with women.
I've been compared to Dina from Jersey Shore multiple times. I have been compared
Yo,
to
No,
hold
no.
up, just wait. I have been compared to some I don't remember the freaking Netflix show, and I looked her up and I was like, wow, that made me feel nice. And then I got compared to Kylie Jenner before the surgeries.
oh wow.
I was like, I literally responded.
Okay,
I was
okay,
like,
that
"Thank you."
one-
That's not an
Okay.
insult though, because it's just like,
not
I'm
an
sorry,
insult,
I'm not
and-
rich. I can't afford to spend $1 million on my face.
Okay,
look
but
like-
Kylie Jenner was cute before. What is the problem?
Yeah,
Right.
she was.
She just looked like a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like her face was
um,
heart shaped, just like yours. I don't see where the insult is.
No,
I'm gonna tell you the insult, and you guys are gonna be like, "Wow, that's really something." I have had Botox in my forehead, and
So
believe
have
it
I.
or not, with how small, it's so tiny my lips are, I have had lip injections. They're still there.
really?
Yep,
Oh wow.
that's how tiny they are. And I was like, "Wow, good. I'm so glad I spent that money on my face to still be like Kylie before the surgeries."
you know what though? Maybe that person
Oh my
said that
God.
because they knew. Like
That's
maybe
exciting. No,
maybe
they
they
don't.
also-
No, I have not announced that unless they follow me on my Instagram stories. I have
well,
not
that's what,
announced
you know,
that.
people are creepy as hell. Somebody found something about you. They were like, oh,
Right.
she's had work done or something. And
Mhm.
then they decided to be like, you look like I'm a father surgeon. Because most people wouldn't just randomly say that, especially as an insult. So this person must have been lurking,
Mhm.
found something out about you, then decided to try to make you feel some type
People
of
are
way.
weird.
No, I think
People
people
are
just like
fucking weird.
comparing me to people like Dina from Jersey Shore. For real.
Mm.
Thank you so
Well, I
fucking
told
much.
you that like your voice reminds me of the lady off of Enough, the best friend, J Lo's best friend, and she was like, I'm not about to do the accent, but she was from Reno. She was like, I thought I was gonna meet you in Reno. I'm not trying
Okay.
to be mean.
Here's the thing. I don't like hate comments. I don't care. I think they're funny, but I don't encourage them only because that means that it's okay to go do that to other people. I'm very
Mhm.
secure in myself.
Right.
And I think they're entertaining. I think they're funny. Like, it doesn't hurt my feelings what you have to say about me, because people only see one side of me on TikTok. They don't know a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit that I do not put out on the internet.
right.
And like, it just doesn't hurt my feelings. It does not bother me at all.
So
but like, I will
most of them
respond
don't
to
hurt my
some,
feelings.
see, like some people though, like when they try and get all like like some lady messaged me about the insulin. I made a video about how expensive the insulin was. And she goes, you're just fishing for people to feel bad for you, because you could just go to Walmart and buy insulin. And I was like, haha, that's funny. Because if that was the case, don't you think all type 1 diabetics would just not even worry about
Right.
insurance and just go pick up $25
Right.
insulin from Walmart every fucking day of our lives? Don't you think if that
Right.
was the case, we would all beat the system? Like, don't you
Mhm.
think? And then I was like, I don't know who you. And she's like, well, that's what I do. And I'm like, that's why you're type 2 and I'm type 1.
Right.
And that insulin is not meant for type 1 diabetics to live off of.
Right.
It might get
Metformin
you
is a
through-
type 2 disease, a drug.
And I'm right. And or it's for like your animals. And I'm like,
Mhm.
that is not meant for people to live. Like, that's not how that works. We might be able to take it for one night to hold us over until we have to get our prescription a day or two later. But and it's funny that you had to put it in my DMs, because you knew if you put it in a comment,
Right.
people would
Mhm.
attack you.
You knew you
And
would get
tell
destroyed if
you-
you put that shit in the comments.
Right.
Right.
But like, those I don't even count as like hate comments. I get hate shit all the time. I just don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I
make me
don't.
feel
I've only
any
had-
sort of way.
I've only had about like 2 hate comments. Like one on my original, like my first ever video that went viral. A
Mm.
girl was talking about my hair, and I was like, okay, whatever. That didn't bother me. But then there was the other
What?
one where it was like, oh, I know her. She just cares I came to be for attention.
Mm.
Those are
Oh
the
my
only
God.
2. Other than that, I don't like my page is pretty much positive. I love that. I love my followers. Like, they're just like so supportive. They're positive.
How do you do that? Like,
I
'cause
have no
I always
idea.
said
I don't
that
know how I
one
did it.
thing, the one thing I love about having a small TikTok channel is that I have not gotten a stupid comment like, how do you do this if you're blind? Or you're not
And
really
see, but
blind.
I don't
Right.
count those.
What do
I
you
don't
mean you
count those
watched
as
a
hate
movie?
comments.
I wouldn't count them
those
as hate
I
comments.
count those as just ignorance. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
those are the people that need to be educated, and that's why my page is there. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the people who are literally like hating you, like, you stupid bitch, you not blind. Like,
That's the thing, the not blind thing. Because even like Sherry, someone had commented on her video, and of course I saw it because it was the one that she tagged me in because she was trying Marmite and peanut butter. Ew. You know, because we were talking about it on the Discord one night. So anyway, somebody commented on her video and was like, well, at least I'm not the one pretending to be blind on their fucking TikTok. And I was just like,
What?
I don't even like, those people are like, just shut the fuck. Like, I'm so sorry you're that fucking miserable. That sucks for you. You're like, you're just miserable.
How will
And this
I
is my
respond?
thing. Like, do they not read the comments? And all these other people are saying they're also blind. You think all these people are just like, yeah, I'm blind too. Me too.
Yeah, I'm blind.
Right.
Me.
Right.
But, and
Yeah,
then
I mean,
thinking,
right. Like, most of my comments are like, not, I would say like 98% of them are definitely positive. I get people, I've had people be like, you need Jesus in your life.
Yeah.
You follow the devil, don't you? You know, like, and I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, your mouth says otherwise. You take the Lord's name in vain. And I'm like, I had no idea you were perfect. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm just
Right.
quiche.
Right.
Right. Fuck that quiche, bitch. You don't know what it put me through.
And I honestly
I love
feel
that.
like people go into Brittany's page, they get it really quick that she's not putting up with that stuff. You know, she has a very you have a
Maybe.
very sweet but firm way of saying I'm not dealing with it, you know? Because I know somebody was like, why are you talking about this stuff? You know, and it was like, I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about. So
Because it's my page, right? Yeah.
Yep.
right. So I think she just has that attitude of not gonna take it.
Yeah.
It is after 5, by the way, everybody.
To go.
Yeah, my phone is like ringing.
Yeah. Love you. Bye.
It was fun. Thank you, Kai, for coming.
Love you all.
Thank you for having me. Oh
Kai.
my God. I loved it. Every second of it.
We will see you back on TikTok, girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Do
All right.
sales.